God of War 2. Disco bônus. Spoilers. Conceito inicial.
A concept artist takes the descriptions from the director and just the story, and we design all the assets, whether it's a character, environment, a prop, whatever, anything visual in the game. We draw it up, we paint it up, and design what it looks like.
We've got this piece here. It's Kratos versus a Minotaur. This is going to be for another Game Informer. One of the nice parts about working on this image was that I got to kind of redesign the Minotaur a little bit, and had fun with them right here. You can kind of see some of the changes going on here. One of the things that we ran into, because initially I had his head cocked a little bit further over here to his left side, but you don't see his face as well. So this was one of the changes that Corey asked me to do, was try to, cock his head back over a little bit more so we can see his face.
The palace is one of the big locations. It has sort of rounder setting, and as you progressive to get to the center, you get sent to the bottom, and then there's dramatic magic release, and then you get to send to the top. I was really excited about the whole concept behind it. One thing that I was able to sell to Corey was having this two monumental statue in the front, so kind of accentuate, actually step into this place, worshiping temple.
The write-up they gave me was that he would create a void, and he's supposed to take his weapon, which in this case was a boomerang, and throw it into the void, and the void would appear near Kratos and strike him. His left arm was supposed to create the void. So I started to take half his body, or one arm would be kind of black, or half his body would be draped in cloth. As I went along, I started thinking about, how about if he threw up this void? So he would just kind of come at you and puke on the floor and create this void. Corey, he wanted it to become more like black smoke. So I started playing around with those themes. This was kind of what he bought off on. I was getting really close. I just had to make some minor changes on it. I really like him the way it's looking, and just at this point they killed it. Yeah, it's still one of my favorite pieces. It was a nice exercise in development.
What I was told was that this is where the boss fight is going to happen between the Sister 1 and Sister 2 and yourself. And the limitations were on this one that it's opulent, just to bling it out, and it's just really grand. With a couple back and forths, I came up with the final image. It's a lot of detail because basically they need this in order to build. Right in these areas, there's these blue rectangle things. And I was thinking maybe it's just like a top of a pillar, so it could be metallic or something. But Ken Feldman, he interpreted it as blue velvet pillows. So he actually modeled blue velvet pillows in that environment, which is totally fine. It could be seen as a place of worship, so maybe people were to sit on them and stuff like that. But so yeah, seeing their take on your idea, ultimately it's their idea, but our concepts, and seeing it in a 3D form coming alive, that's where the reward comes from.
All I was really given about the character Oceanus was that he resides in a lake and then comes up out of the lake and starts to wreak havoc on the gods around him. This is what I came up with. Just a lot of variations of the Titan body. The reaction to these was less than stellar. They thought, well, he looks like the other guys, and what are you doing? with the help of my viz dev team, we were able to kind of push it outside of the box and really make some strange, bizarre things. And my team pushed me and told me, let's make this really weird and not worry about how it works. Just make it cool. This had a much more favorable reaction, but not there yet. And then he keeps evolving, keeps changing into more of a water creature. The elements that took me to the next steps at this point was to abandon his legs. This is where we finally ended up, which was just this sort of whirlpool of water just shooting up into the sky with his fists and just, exuding power. Unfortunately, after all this work, Oceanus was cut entirely from the game. I hate water now. I really do. I just never liked it, don't swim very well, and this kind of confirms it.